Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have an Acer laptop. This is an Acer Aspire 3. The exact model for this one is pretty long. It's at the bottom of the laptop on the sticker or inside the BIOS. It will say right over this barcode is a model A315-35-C3RU. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a step-by-step how you can increase the performance of your laptop dramatically by just replacing the main storage or just adding another storage with just solid-state drive and putting Windows on the new drive. And you can still keep the old drive as a secondary storage. Or the combination that you can have in here is pretty good. I'll leave the link for the tools and compatible storage that you can use in here, the recommended one. Just remember, this one comes with a mechanical drive and has the Windows and your files in a mechanical drive. So that's pretty slow. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a secondary storage, which is an M.2 NVMe, which is much PCI Express, much faster. Then we're going to install Windows on that one. Once the Windows is installed on the new SSD, we can go to my computer and we can go to the mechanical drive, go to the user folder and grab your files, your data back to the new drive that you have in there, and then format the mechanical drive, create a new fresh partition, and now you have a secondary storage in there. All right, with all that said, let's get into it. Let's open it up and I'll explain the details. Just remember, if you want to back up your important file, back it up if you want. All right, to open it up, we're going to use a good screwdriver set. I'll recommend the iFixit screwdriver set. This is the basic tool set. We're going to use a Phillips #1. If you get the Pro set, they will include you with an opening tool, some tweezers. If not, grab yourself a metallic guitar pick. These are suitable to opening cases and covers. So down here, we're going to see a whole bunch of screws. We're going to remove all the screws. All the screws are the same size and height. So you start from one corner and just remove them and keep them in one pile. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you find my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking the like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps and motivates me to make more videos, take requests, and answer your questions in the comment area. Just gonna finish up taking all the screws on the bottom. There we go. Once you remove all the screws, what you want to do, you want to grab this opening tool. Let's start from the front. You stick it between the bottom cover and the palm rest and just twist it like this. You want to hear those clicks are getting loose, so don't worry about it. Just you want to hear those clicks. Go to the side, work your way to the back corners. Remember, the guitar pick only gets sticked in about 2 or 3 millimeters. Don't stick the whole guitar pick in there. Grab it from the side, wiggle it around, and it will get loose. Right. So down here, we can see a Toshiba mechanical drive right there. And right on the other side, we can see an M.2 slot right over here. And people will say, oh, is it PCI Express? Yes, it is a PCI Express Gen 3. So this is a Gen 3. If you can put a Gen 4 or Gen 5 NVMe, it will still work as a speed of Gen 3 speed. Now, in here, I would recommend you guys to grab a 990 or 980. And a Samsung brand. These are really durable and they'll last you many years. But right now, because of thanks for the AI, the price for these ones are really high. But these are the most durable SSDs. Or you can go with a Kingston or any other brand, whichever you want. You can just choose that. The NVMEs will have only one notch on them. To install the NVMe, you don't need to disconnect the battery to do this service at all. No, it doesn't require that. You want to they actually provide you with one screw right in here. First, you want to remove the screw. And then you want to grab the SSD and you want to push it in there with a notch matching the notch on the DIMM in 15-20 degree like that. And it's going to sit like a spring here like this. Once it's in there, you want to bring it down and you want to make sure the screw hole is aligned right there. And then you want to just put the tiny screw right over and it will hold it in place. Now, pretty much we are almost done. If you want to remove the mechanical drive, first, let's go ahead and loosen up the battery. So remove 2 screws on the battery right here. So one right there, one right on the other side. Just lift up the battery, bring it to this position a little bit. We want to remove 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that touches the hard drive. These are the screws for the caddy. The caddy is the metal bracket that holds the hard drive in place. So remove the 4 screws in there, and then we can just lift up this caddy right up. There's a little adhesive under this cable here. Now, don't yank on the cable, grab it from the adapter right in here and pull it back. The adapter only goes in one way. So here's the mechanical drive. You can grab a new SSD, whichever SSD you want, Samsung Evo, which is one of the best one, or ADATA or Kingston, 2.5 inch, and you can put it in here so you can have double SSD. The transfer rate between them will be huge. All right. So to put a new SSD in there, you can just dump it in there. You need this bracket metal caddy. To remove the metal caddy, just first look at the cable and the connectors, the big one right here and the SATA connector right here, the power and SATA. Align it like this. If you don't put it like that, otherwise it's gonna flip over like this. Now you need to remove 1, 2 screw from this side and 2 screw from this side, and then you can grab this metal bracket from it and plug it to this one. Once you have the SSD in here, imagine this is the SSD. I don't want to remove these 4 screws. You want to grab this connector and make sure it only goes in one way. So push it in there, bring it down, make sure the screw holes are matching, drop it in there, and put the screws right in here. This is extra storage in case you want to have an extra storage. Now, if you don't want to buy an NVMe, I don't know why, because almost they're the same price with a normal SSD and NVMe, and NVMe is much, much faster than regular SSDs. So let's say if you, by some reason, you want to remove your mechanical drive, you can just remove it by lifting up this latch right in here and pulling this cable back. And once you remove it, you can use it as an external storage. Just remove the caddy and purchase yourself a external caddy, just like this one. The U green ones are really good USB-C. So what you do, you slide it back. I already have a hard drive in here. So pretty much imagine you remove the caddy, it will be just like this, and grab it, slide it in there, the connector, the same connector, put it in there. Now pretty much you have an external what is this, 1 TB? Yep, you have an external 1 TB storage right in here. Once you install the Windows in here, you can go to connect this one and go to the user data file and grab your files, pull it back. So that way you don't have 2 hard drives in here. But again, if you want to have both of them, you can have mechanical and solid state NVMe or solid state and a solid state. The maximum capacity that we used in here is at 2 TB. Do not go anything over 2 TB because you would need a beefy heatsink, and in here there's no clearance for a heatsink, so don't go over 2 TB. Let's say once you finished, put the 2 screws for the battery. Again, right now I'm removing the mechanical drive. The client doesn't want to have any other drive in here. He only wants one NVMe. So we're just gonna give that one. He's gonna use it as an external storage. He doesn't want too much storage in here. Once we have the configuration that you require, put the screw for the battery, grab the bottom cover, put it over, push it down, make sure you hear those nice click sounds all around. There we go. And to finish it off is to put the bottom screws right over. You could remove the caddy, put the caddy and the screws for the caddy in there, but I'm gonna give the whole thing to my client. He wants to save keep it somewhere else. So we're gonna put the screws, and then I made a short video how to create your Windows 11 USB boot drive, so it doesn't require any PTM or any online access to create your account. Check those links in the video description in case you want to create your Windows 11 USB boot drive. And I'm going to show you guys how to just boot it up through the USB in a moment. And simply you just follow any of all the Windows installation steps, and you'll be inside the Windows within few minutes. I would say 10 minutes. And after that, you're going to do Windows update for the drivers. You just go start menu, settings, Windows update, and do a few Windows updates, and all the drivers, everything will be installed. And just before you guys panic, once you try to install the Windows, the trackpad is not going to work. So you have to use an external mouse. So let me get the charger for this one. plug in the charger. I'll bring my external US mouse right here. So let's put this one over here, and I'm gonna bring my Windows, which I have right over here. I'm gonna plug it in right there. Now, when you power it on, if F12 doesn't work, you want to go to BIOS. First, we're gonna go to the BIOS. So let's power it on, and we're gonna tap on F2 once every few seconds. Keep tapping on it until you get to the BIOS. There we go. We are inside the BIOS right now. I don't know how reflective this is. So we're gonna go to the boot menu. Go all the way to the boot menu, and we're gonna see our USB Kingston, which is right over here. Now we're gonna back to advanced tab to the main. Go to the main tab, and down here it says F12 boot. If it's not enabled, you want to enable F12 boot menu. So if yours is disabled, just like that, press enter on top and go down, enable, press enter. Now it's enabled. So you can go exit, and it says exit, save changes, and keep tapping on F12. Keep tapping on F12, and then you get a boot menu. There we go. This is a boot menu, and there's only boot menu you can find is the USB, and you're gonna press enter on the USB, and it's gonna go to the Windows steps on installation of Windows. I'm just gonna wait a few seconds so you guys can see it detects the hard drive, and we can install it. You can follow any of my Windows installation steps so you get the Windows without those bloatware installed. So let's wait a few seconds until I'm not gonna maybe fast forward, maybe not. It should be pretty fast. Okay, it says please wait. It's gonna go to terms and condition. Agree, and it's gonna take you to select the hard drive and you want to install it. So now we are in the part that it says use the show the flash drive. So if it's not working right in here, don't worry about it. What we want to do, the mouse is not working, so we got to use external mouse. We can try different ports. So let's see if that different port works. So let's power it off. If it doesn't show the hard drive, just power it off, switch to a different USB section, and power it on and go F12. And here is not detecting the USB. So we're gonna Alt delete. We're gonna do F12. Now in here it detects. Okay, it says choose your language. We're gonna choose the language. So if it doesn't work in one USB, try different ones. In some of them, it's not gonna detect. In some, it does, but it doesn't work. So keep trying different USB until it works. So I'm gonna click next, install my PC. I agree. Next. It's gonna take a few things ready. We're gonna agree to terms and condition. I don't have any product key. And accept. And it's going to check for the hard drives, and there we have our hard drive, the NVMe 500 gig, which is disk 0. We're going to click that one, and once you click next, you're going to install the Windows, and you'll be in the desktop within 5 to 10 minutes. After that, again, use your external mouse to do Windows update, connect to the internet, and then all the drivers, everything will be installed with no problem. And this is how you can replace, upgrade your storage for your Acer Aspire 3 model. I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.